Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today, on today's show, I'm just kidding. A couple of weeks ago, I actually decided to plant a cactus garden, and I thought it would go really nice with kind of the landscape of what I have here. And so I showed you my railroad ties on the last video. Let me turn the camera around so you can kind of check it out and see what you think if you didn't watch the last episode. All right, so next to the pond, I have these railroad ties I put in, and I'm kind of creating a, I don't know, succulent agave garden, I guess you can say, but I think on the top row, I'd like to put some cactuses. And I just so happen to have some cactuses in the area, so let me show you where I got those at. So I thought it'd be real pretty. I started looking at the flowers of the cactuses, and especially the torch cactus I thought was absolutely beautiful. But you know, I have this real pretty, I think it's a Palo Verde tree here in the yard here. It was planted by the birds or planted by the mother tree. I'm not sure. There's one out there too as well. And let me show you what that looks like. So this tree right here is called a Palo Verde tree, and it's gonna get these real pretty yellow flowers. And I think right now in the sun, the sun's not hitting too much, so maybe we're not getting as many leaves on it as you look at the mother tree up there. She's been getting a lot of leaves, plus yellow flowers are starting to bloom out. So, but we'll have to probably get some water to this guy. Got these really crazy thorns, so I got to be careful of those too. So, let me show you this cactus that I got. All right, so as you can see, it's pretty deserty. And this is the top of my property, by the way. You can see here, he's got some growing here on the other side of the fence here. And some of it's even actually coming across the fence. There's a bigger one over here. Across that. You can see the cactus in the back. It's got flowers on it. So, and this one's the Prickly Pear Cactus. And I thought, well, this one's coming across the fence. And I had some people come and trim some more cactus over in there. I had some people come and trim this up when I put this fence in, but you can see how thick this trunk is. This is a very old cactus. And you know, I don't really monitor that much. I haven't seen much fruit on it. I'm sure it gets it. But I like to get my own, so you can see how spiny those things are. Crazy. So I transplanted some about a week ago, and how I did that was I just came back here and just cut some off. So I mean, the prickly pear cactus is going to grow pretty much anywhere, so I got to trim these trees here. Is that, what is this? It's a pepper tree. It gets everywhere. So, but let me show you what I did. Okay, there's a lot of videos on YouTube about planting prickly pear cactus, and you can eat the fruit and all that good stuff, but I just like the look of them. So I think my neighbor's dog's gonna start barking at me, but I think this area is gonna be pretty good. Let me show you what I kind of did here. So I think this is gonna be a good place for the cactus garden right in this little area here. It gets plenty of sun, and you can kind of see them at the top of the railroad tie garden. So got my birds of paradise, and you can kind of see the pond go there and the trail go back winding around there. Oh wow, my forest pansy really is budding out. I gotta check this out before we get back to the cactus stuff. Absolutely beautiful. If you saw my video a couple weeks ago, I had some little like red buds on these, and now look at it, absolutely beautiful. They're coming out real nice. Yeah, this is gonna be real pretty. Get these pretty giant leaves on them and stuff. Yeah. All right, so let's get back to the cactus. Okay, so I got all this area up here that's kind of, I want to get it landscaped. You can see I'm throwing some of my bushes up here when I trim them off. But I want to landscape this entire area coming up in some more videos. All right, so I have picked a spot where I kind of dug out. It's a little bit wet, not so wet, but just like a little bit of wetness. Made it easy to dig and stuff like that. And as you can see, I got my prickly pear cactus right here, and we're gonna plant these guys. And I'm gonna show you how I plant them, and hopefully they'll turn out real nice. So here we go. All right, before I plant these cactuses, I want to talk about what I did to prepare myself to plant these. So what I did was I basically went to my neighbor's yard. He probably doesn't know about it, so don't tell him. Shh. And I ended up cutting off the prickly pear cactus. The great thing about it is that on a prickly pear cactus, you can plant any of it. You can lay it flat on the ground; it'll root itself. You can stick it out sideways, upside down. I mean, there's multiple ways that you, as long as the cactus is hitting the ground, it's gonna root in about like 12, I'd say probably 3 to 4 weeks. I think 3, maybe 5 weeks, somewhere around there. Some people say a little longer, but I'm hearing 3 to 4 weeks, somewhere around there. But it doesn't matter to me, because the great thing about a prickly pear cactus is you can just throw it in the ground and forget about it. And I mean, they're gonna virtually grow anywhere. I mean, these plants are, they're desert plants. They're used to getting very little water. So you always want to make sure you have gloves, put your gloves on, but most importantly, you can use tongs. I think the best method is just to get a piece of cardboard and just make a little holder right there, right? So all I'm going to do is just grab the prickly pear cactus. I'm going to grab it, stick it in the ground, cover it up, all done, right? And I think the fruit on them I've never had the fruit, but I see them, they're pretty. They're nice, big, red, round fruits. And so I heard you can't eat them, so that's a good thing. But so what I did was I cut the cactus off and I put them in a 5-gallon bucket. I just let them sit there for about a week. 4 or 5 days, they're gonna scab over. You can, I suppose, put them in the ground when they're freshly cut. But they say that, it helps with, not getting disease and, rotting out the cactus and things like that when you put it in the ground. So, so I would suggest just letting it kind of dry out for the next, 4 or 5 days. Check it, make sure it's scabbed over, then you know what, you're ready to plant it in the ground. So, and you can put it virtually anywhere. I mean, so another thing you want to do is you don't want to water it right away, okay? You want to just kind of just put it in the ground and just forget about it. Maybe in about a week or two, maybe come back and do some watering, make sure that it's getting some water. But cactuses, they're like succulents. They don't need a lot of water. So, so I want to kind of tell you what I did to prepare them anyways. And I'm also going to show you my torch cactus I just got. I'm going to plant about like 6 or 7 torch cactuses starting to flower, and I'll post a video of what it looks like. Now, torch cactus, they're a little bit smaller cactus, but they don't get as big, I don't think, as the prickly pear cactus, but they produce some of the most beautiful flowers. I mean, from pinks to oranges to yellows. I mean, just the reds, the vibrant colors, the purples. And so I think I'd like to get maybe 6 or 7, maybe 8 of them and put them in the garden, the cactus garden. It's not going to be a very big cactus garden, but I want to see those blooms come out. Now, and the blooms are like, I mean, they're like 8 inches around. They're pretty big. So that's what really drew me to them. But I don't want too many cactuses in the garden because, you get stuck and all that stuff. So, but I'm putting them off to the side a little bit. So I think they're going to be very pretty. So yeah, so let's check it out and see. I'll show you my torch cactus, and we'll go on and we'll plant these guys up, right? All right, so here's my my brand new torch cactus, and I've got 3 of them growing here. You can see how I have the flower blooming already. Well, he hasn't bloomed completely yet, and you can see all these little nodules are starting to come up. There'll be flowers. Now, I have heard that you can eat the flowers, and I've heard people making soups out of them and stuff, so I'm not sure how that goes, but I think maybe if I can plant about 6 of these guys with different color flowers, I think they'll be a great addition to the garden. So yeah, these are very pretty. All right, so let's go plant these prickly pear cactuses and get them in the ground. We're just gonna put them in and we're gonna forget about them. And that's the great thing about cactuses. They're pretty, but also they're low maintenance. You ain't got to do nothing with them. So, all right, so here we go. So aesthetically, I think I'm gonna plant one like this and plant a couple more I got 2 more, so I'm gonna plant them kind of by, but this bigger one's gonna go in the middle. So you notice I'm holding it with the cardboard because I don't want to get stuck. I like to build up some of the dirt up on it. Kind of hold it in, just like that. All right, so we have another one. I think I'm gonna put this one maybe right here, kind of by it. Stuck my leg. Got one more little one. You got to be careful these little ones because they got a lot more pricklies than the bigger ones do. So. That cactus is a little folded over, but that's okay, it'll bounce back. So, and if you're worried about it, you can prop it up with a stick or something, but I'm not so worried about it. So, all right. All right, guys, and that's how you plant a prickly pear cactus. Pretty easy, nothing to it. You got to be careful because I just brushed against my leg and I got some of the spikes or quills or whatever they call it in my sweats here, so so I could feel it. But that's pretty all there is to it. I mean, it's real simple. I mean, just cut you some off, wait 4 or 5 days, let it scab over, and put it in the ground. That's it. Leave it alone. In about a few weeks, probably 4 or 5 weeks, it'll start sprouting roots and all that good stuff. And before you know it, you'll have a nice cactus garden. So. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up, a like, all that kind of good stuff. Maybe even comment on my post or my video. That helps out too. So you guys have a great day, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.